Hello lovely people of the world, my name is you, and welcome back to Let's Play Tomb Raider Anniversary. In the previous episode, we conquered the first level in Egypt, the Temple of Khamoon, and in today's episode we're going through the Obelisk of Khamoon. Alright! Starting off our explorations, we have a Wii exclusive puzzle to deal with right here. So yay, this is certainly something we haven't seen a million times already. So we go over here and activate these machine cogs, and then... Oh! It moves the drawbridge down. Whoa. Alrighty then, so what we want to do now is we go over here and collect the first collectible, the Obelisk of Khamoon. This is the Eye of Horus. So this could be pretty neat. This is the major gameplay gimmick of the Obelisk of Khamoon. We have a giant obelisk in the middle of this room with collectibles surrounding it, and we want to go grab those because they're shiny. So, I gotta say, of all the levels of Tomb Raider Anniversary, this is probably the one that feels the closest like a level from the PlayStation games. We'll get more into this a little bit later when it's a bit more relevant, but this is something that I wanted to bring to your attention. We go over here, and we're going to be introduced to a new hazard. These are chompers. I don't think that's their official name, that's just what I always like to call them. But yeah, they're pretty interesting. They're very dangerous because if you stay right in the middle of the center, obviously you get crushed and it's instant death. Unlike the original game where the chompers just took a lot of your HP away. So you want to be careful about that. I also like how they looked in the original game. You'll see a clip on screen of what they look like in the original game right here. But it's pretty funny how they looked in the original game. Also, this right here, shotgun cell if you want it. I can't pick it up right now because I haven't been using my shotgun cells at all. But over here we have a rubbing reward, our first major collectible in the Obelisk of Khamoon. Alrighty then, so now that we've done that, we can go over here and... Oh, it's so shiny! It's a shiny Switch and it's amazing! I love the look of this room, by the way, how it's all like ruined and stuff like that. The environment designers of Tomb Raider Anniversary did an amazing job in this game. I just gotta say that right now. They really deserve a lot of credit because the environments in this game just look so beautiful. I'm not entirely sure if I'd say these would be like the best in the series. Tomb Raider 2013 and the Rise of the Tomb Raider, they also are pretty impressive, but up until this point of the series, this was really, really impressive. It still impresses me to this day. That's one thing that the Tomb Raider team always seems to get right is the environments. They always do an amazing job, but even in some of the stuff in the original PlayStation games, they still look pretty cool. Alrighty then, so now we're collecting our first major artifact in this room. So, you want to activate that switch, and you're going to be on a timer to go grab it real quick. Thankfully, the timer is a bit forgiving, so you could take a little bit of time. But the unfortunate thing is, if you fall down at any point, then obviously you're either going to die, or you're not going to be able to get up there in time to be able to get the artifact. But... something really cool is there is a glitch on the Wii version of this game that could potentially make this artifact easier to go collect. I'm not entirely sure what triggers this, but if I remember correctly, what happens is when you get up to the point where the lever is, you could reload your save file or something like that, and the switch will stay activated forever. I'm not entirely sure what all is required for the glitch to work. I have a link in the description below for what I've been using to write my notes for in this game. So you want to keep that in mind. Also, this wall right here, it looks awesome. I've praised the graphics of this game plenty of times, but I gotta say it again. This game looks amazing. So we go over here, and we gotta do this quickly, so we can go collect the shiny objects of awesomeness. And fun fact, in my notes for this room, when I was writing my notes for where this artifact is located, I called this room the place where dreams go to die. So yeah, at the point when I was writing my notes for this game, I was a bit sarcastic when I was writing information about things. So yeah, it's interesting. We have a pickaxe wall over here, and recording this Let's Play has made me realize I'm not really a big fan of the pickaxe puzzles, because the pickaxe doesn't seem to move like one-on-one with your Wii remote movements or anything like that. It feels like a little delayed, and all in all, just the wall texture itself also looks a bit squishy. So I'm not the biggest fan in the world of these pickaxe puzzles. I mean, they're a neat idea, and I'm sure if they brought this back in a future game, they could expand upon the idea and make it cooler. Like if they made a Tomb Raider game for the Nintendo Switch, they could include HD Rumble to make it feel like you're actually breaking parts of a wall. And is this going to break anytime soon? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Break. 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 There we go. Now we have the artifact. Hoorah. 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 So let's jump over here. There's a health pack over here that I'm going to go grab real quick before we move on to that hallway. So let's go pick it up. And now we go back over here, and I'm sure there's nothing around the corner. Nope, I lied. So yeah, there's a cat mummy right here, so you know what that means. Cat fight! I'm stupid. Alright, so going down here, there are also some supplies we can go grab. I believe there are shotgun cells and health pack. Yes, they are. It's like I recorded this a moment ago, but decided to restart because it was an absolute disaster. Either that or I have a really good memory. Probably the first one. So this right here, we got, excuse me, ladder. Very rude of you. You want to jump across these pretty quickly because obviously gravity will make them go downwards, so you gotta be careful. And going up here, I believe this will bring us back to... Oh, no, I was wrong. I was thinking this would bring us back to the major obelisk room. But, nope, I was wrong. Also, yeah, you still need to be careful about these chompers because obviously they'll crush your beautiful face if you're not quick enough. But now we're at the tippy top of the obelisk room. Ooh, it's super amazing. So we go over here and jump. So while we go through this area, I want to talk about something real quick. Recently I went to go see the new Tomb Raider movie, and it's kind of like a retelling of the Tomb Raider 2013 game. So it was really interesting and all. And I gotta say, I think the movie did a bit of a better job of doing an origin story than the reboot game did. Now, obviously, the reboot game had a bit more backstory to it because he had a lot more time to be able to go into the story of the characters and whatnot. But I think the new Tomb Raider movie, I think it did a better job of doing an origin story for Laura. When you watch the movie, I think you'll agree with me. I won't spoil anything about it, but I gotta say, of all the movies I've seen, and I've seen a lot of them, of all the movie endings, like Breakfast Club or Logan or whatnot, I think the new Tomb Raider movie's ending may very well be my favorite that I've ever seen in a movie. This might just be me being biased because I'm a big Tomb Raider fan, but I legitimately just loved the ending for the Tomb Raider 2018 movie. That being said, there is one thing I would change, but it's kind of impossible to talk about that without spoiling anything. So I'll probably talk about that like at some point, a couple months from now, when people won't yell at me about spoiling movies. So we go down here, we have a slippery slope. Ooh, there's nothing gonna be... I'm sure there's nothing gonna be down here that will hurt us. Nope, I was wrong. There's a single cat mummy. And thankfully, the adrenaline headshot makes it easy to destroy them. Alright. If Lara Croft appears in Smash Brothers and the adrenaline headshot is not one of her moves, I will be severely disappointed. I'm honestly surprised the adrenaline headshot hasn't appeared again in another Tomb Raider. Well, Super Mario World has something similar to it. I think the reboot games have something similar? No, I don't think Tomb Raider 2013 does. Maybe Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I don't think 2013 does. I think Underworld has something similar. It's a bit trickier to use, but yeah. Alright, we're going to want to wait to go down this hallway until a little bit later in the level. But what we want to do now is we want to move this block over here. And we can jump across this area. Yay! So, yeah, that right there is kind of an example of what I was trying to say at the beginning of this episode, where this level honestly feels like the closest Tomb Raider Anniversary gets to feeling like a game from the original PlayStation series. And what I mean by that is we have that one passageway we could theoretically go down right now, but we could also go up here, and I believe a couple more passageways will open up as we go higher in this area. So it's really neat. I really do like how this level feels like something from the original PlayStation games, because the original PlayStation games, they felt a bit more isolated and a lot more like a labyrinth than some of the more recent Tomb Raider games. And everybody has their own personal tastes on what Tomb Raider game is best. Like, I know Greg Gaming prefers the Reboot series. I prefer the Legend series. And I know a lot of people out there prefer how the original games played. Everybody has their own personal opinion, and that's something that's really neat about the Tomb Raider series, is how much variety they have in their games. You don't really see that a whole lot in very many franchises. You can see that in The Legend of Zelda, how there's like 2D and 3D games and things like that. But yeah, it's pretty neat. So go over here, and this artifact will be a bit easier to see for playing on the non-V versions of this game, because obviously those are not hiding behind the pickaxe wall. In this version, however, it is hiding behind the pickaxe wall, so if you're playing this game for the first time, you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, it's maybe a little bit confusing for you. But luckily, I've played this game a million times already, so I know exactly what I'm doing. Except I burn it down, because the pickaxe wall won't be destroyed. Come on, come on, come on. This is a good pickaxe wall. This is a good little pickaxe wall. Come on, come on. They destroyed it. They destroyed it. It's your destiny. They destroyed it. Come on, come on, come on. What is with the pickaxe walls today? They destroyed it. They destroyed it. They destroyed it. They destroyed it. Come on. Pickaxe wall. Pickaxe wall. Pickaxe wall. Pickaxe wall. Come on. Come on, come on. Be destroyed already. There we go. Oh my god, that was annoying. Alrighty then, so we could climb all the way back up there, but I have a shortcut. It involves death. As morbid as it sounds, the quickest way to get back over here is to kill Laura. It will save the artifact reward. Like, I'll pull it up right now. That's not the right button. I'll pull it up right now. Yeah, the artifact reward is still saved, so we should be okay. Speedrunners, take notes. Alright, so you could go that way, but that's going to take you back to the beginning of this area. You'll see a clip on screen of what it's like to go that way if you want, so you can see exactly how pointless it is, and honestly a little bit confusing. So yeah, that's something that I really do enjoy about this level, is it does feel like something from the original games, how they have like a million passageways to throw you off and confuse the player, and that's something that I think is really missing from the more recent games. They do have puzzles and stuff like that, but the more recent games kind of focus more on action and not really a whole lot of puzzle solving. Obviously there are puzzles, but not really. It's not really the same compared to the original games. Again, with the thing I was saying earlier in this episode when I was saying that different people prefer different Tomb Raider styles. Like, I prefer the puzzle aspects of these games, even though the combat is pretty awesome. Fast forward! Alright then, now we can go through this deep, dark, scary hallway of destiny. Ooh, spooky. Alright, so yeah, we want to be careful with these chompers right here. Obviously, they'll crush you. I've said this plenty of times already. And I'm probably going to say it a million times again when we see those later in the game. Spoiler alert, we're going to see those later in the game. Alright then, so yeah, we go over here. And now, because that drawbridge was activated, now we can go collect this reward. So let's go over here and collect the Seal of Anubis. The thing is, I recognize these Egyptian god names, but I don't exactly remember what their role was in Egyptian mythology. Like, I can remember, like, Poseidon and Hephaestus and stuff like that in their own mythologies. But Egyptian mythology is something that's I've never really been all that familiar with. I probably should, like, do a bit more research on that. Looking back on it, I probably should have done more research on the Egyptian mythology before actually starting the Let's Play. Okay, I've read this right here, the Ankh of Isis. Something kind of funny, whenever I see this one, I always think of the movie Ace Ventura from, I don't remember exactly when this movie came out, but it was like a Jim Carrey movie, and it was pretty funny. The exact movie that I'm thinking of is Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. And I always think of this scene at the very beginning of the movie. Ace Ventura is like in a... what's the place called? It's like a monastery thingy in Nepal. He's there at the beginning of the movie, and you see this one monk with an ankh. I really hope I'm pronouncing that word right. But yeah, you see a monk with a ankh or whatever, and it's kind of funny because I don't think that originates from that part of the world or whatever. And also, this room, I'm gonna warn you right now, this switch is evil. Don't touch it. It's very tempting. It's very golden and shiny, but don't touch the switch. Oops. I'm so sorry. But it was just so shiny. I couldn't help it. I can't resist the shininess. I'm so sorry, people. I lived a full life. Yeah. Activating the switch will not do you any favors because it's going to activate a bunch of blades everywhere, and there's really no reason to have those blades out. So yeah, activating that switch is not going to be the best thing in the world. But what is the best thing in the world is fighting these cat mummies. So yay, we go through some awesome combat. Watch out for them because obviously they can still hurt you, and they're not very pleasant at all. I probably should switch to a different weapon, but I don't really feel like it because that requires effort, and effort sucks. Although I probably should do it because I'm actually taking a lot of damage right now. Come on. Stop it! Okay, yeah, I'm switching to whatever these ones are called. I believe they're 50 caliber bullets, but, yeah. They changed the name of the weapon between games. I don't really feel like completely learning new weapon names or whatever. We could go down this way, but I'm going to be going over here because there are a couple of rewards that I'm going to go grab real quick. So, this continues what I was saying earlier in the video when I was saying that this is probably the closest anniversary gets to feeling like a PlayStation game. I've said this many times already, and I probably feel like a broken record at this point, but it's just something that I feel is worth repeating because I have nothing better to do with my time. So we go over here and, oh, it's so shiny! Hehehe, I like shiny. So now I believe there's only one more reward to go collect, and thankfully I know exactly where it's located, because I have notes with me. I mean, I have this game memorized. I know exactly everything about video games ever. No, I don't. So we go back over this way, and continuing what I was saying earlier as well, I really do love how the environments look in this game. How it's all like crumbled and ruined and things like that, and how you can tell this area clearly has aged over the years that it's existed and stuff like that. It's really nice. It's really cool. My programming teacher always reminds the students that you don't want things to look completely brand new. Like you want it to look damaged and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat and things like that. Yay, programming classes. So we go over here and we have some supplies we can go grab. And we also have a ward to go grab real quick, so it's going to be pretty useful for continuing on our adventure through completing this game 100%. This jump right here is always the one that gets me. Hopefully I can do it. No, I can't, and I fell to my death. Alright, we did it! Yay! So now you want to grab out this ledge, and then jump onto the pole, and jump over here to collect the final artifact in the level. Ooh, super amazing! And because we died a couple times, we're going to have to go back and collect that health pack. So hoorah! I'm not entirely sure if the health pack counter resets whenever you die. It probably does, but if not, then yeah, you can collect as many health packs as you want. But the developers are probably smart enough to figure out that people could do that, so that's probably not a thing that's possible. I'm ready for jump cuts, because I keep dying. So now that we've grabbed that reward, you want to be careful going through this hallway, because unlike Tomb Raider Legend, there are no blocks in this area that can prevent these blades from destroying Laura. So you gotta be careful about that. And also over here is probably one of the more trickier jumps to go through, because it requires patience, and you also have to be quick. Oh my god, that was so close. I always get nervous going through that area. I'm so glad we made it. We did it. So now that we've done that, we can go over here and activate this machine cog and activate the puzzle. Right. Fast forward! And just because I felt like it, let's activate the switch anyway. Aha, those blades will think they're useful, but they're not! Hahaha! They'll stay here activated for all eternity, with no one to fall for those traps. Now that we're back inside the main room, we can go collect the final shiny object of destiny. The Scarab of Osiris. So now that we've grabbed all of those things, thankfully the gate was kind enough to open so we don't have to climb through all those things from the previous level. So what we want to do now is we want to swim over here, because that's kind of what you have to do. There's really no other way we can go through this area. So we gotta be quick about this, and I still love those details about the catfish that's in the water. It's a really neat little detail. Alright, sorry for that sudden jump cut. My microphone fell asleep, and I was starting to get worried that the recording system crashed, but thankfully it didn't. So yay! Let's activate the switch so that we can actually get out of here. Also very love the textures on the wall, how you can see the wavy water stuff. It's really neat. That's probably not the best way to describe that, but that's kind of the only way that I can think of describing that right now. But what we want to do now is we're going to go back over here into this hallway. And this may all seem familiar, because this was literally just one level ago. Yeah, we're backtracking. I really do like this, how you're going back through areas we've seen before, like how the previous two locations, we were just going through like one straight path, but I made a gesture with my hand, and the nunchuck activated. But how the previous couple locations was just like one linear path, but this area we're actually going back to places we've seen before. And also right here we have a new enemy. This is a centaur. You have to be careful about these guys, because obviously they're very dangerous and they're not very nice. Thankfully they're not nearly as powerful as the ones we saw at the end of Greece. So we go over here, and interesting. These are shaped exactly like the objects we collected a moment ago. I wonder if this is where we use them. Yeah, it totally is. And now the door has opened. And with that, we're ending this video off here. So thank you all so much for watching this video of 2 Million Anniversary. In the next episode, we'll be going through this doorway and seeing what lies beyond it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and until next time, let it gear to you. Oh yeah.